What's going on, guys? So welcome back to another episode of It Doesn't Have to Make Sense, and today we have a new video from Atlus. I know I'm kind of being Atlus centric, but he just put out a new song. It's going to be my first reaction to a brand new song as opposed to something else, and this will be a reaction. I have not seen this except for a clip he put out on Instagram and I guess on his community tab, so that's going to be a thing. Hold on, I gotta try to set the focus here. So of course Atlus does a lot of cool stuff, so I know nothing of what this song is. All I know is that it's called If I Died Tonight, which, given some of the more depressing things that I've been going through lately, I've had the if I died tonight conversation. So, and just real quick, okay, it's a 3-minute song, it's not that long. I will say this, so behind the scenes stuff for the last 2 videos that I did, there was a mix-up, and hopefully it won't do it this time. It did not record the audio from the music video. So, little mix-up because I had plugged in these headphones, which are a part of my microphone. The audio capture was set to my speakers. Remember I said the first go-round that the audio was coming out of my speakers? So when I plugged my headphones back in and changed the setting, it didn't change with it. So I actually had to go back, completely re-record just the music video to get the audio, and then clip it and sync it to the actual music video that I watched. It took a very long time, especially in the second video when I was actually rewinding. But this go round, it should be recording all the audio and everything, and the only thing that's recorded separately is the video, which is on my phone. So, yay for that. So hopefully we'll have no issues this go round. So, Atlus, new song, let's check it out. If I Died Tonight, and we go now. Look at him. Nice boat. Interesting sample there.
And if I died tonight, how would I be remembered? As a man that disconnects from a pain that still lingers. It's in the past now, yeah, that's where I'm found. My future isn't something that I wanted passed down.
Oh, well, I gotta go back to listen to that again. Hold on.
And if I died tonight, how would I be remembered? As a man that disconnects from a pain that still lingers. It's in the past now, yeah, that's where I'm found. My future isn't something that I wanted passed down.
Nice. Okay, so personally, that's something I struggle with, and I talked about it in my depression video, if you go watch that. Being hunkered down in the past, but also, if you were to die tonight, what would you be remembered for? What would your legacy be? Would you be someone who lived in the past and was stuck in the pain and got haunted by that? I feel that. It's like I have a weird. I feel like I have a weird connection with Atlus. I actually kind of want to sit down and talk with him on a Nerdcast. That would be interesting. Okay, so back up one more time.
Past now, yeah, that's where I'm found. My future isn't something that I wanted passed down. I put up my walls, I keep up my guard. Growing up, everybody says they want to go far. Yeah, then the dreams aren't enough. Yeah, they were stolen by a demon. Yo, that demon is us. People all around me are making mistakes, but they take no blame. They say that it's just fate. I see a smile to spec. They had a full tank of gas, and then they slammed on the brakes.
Oh, yeah. Interesting. The idea of having all these dreams and thoughts for the future and plans, like, oh, the future's bright and all this, that, and the other, but then even with a full tank of gas, you get going and you just slammed on the brakes. You got excuses for everything that holds you back. That sounds vaguely familiar with today's climate. Just gonna say that. Okay, back up a little bit. I want to see that again. Got people all around me.
I'm making mistakes, but they take no blame. They say that it's just fate. I see a smile to spec. They had a full tank of gas.
Yeah, I know it's like
slammed on the brakes. And that, yeah, that makes me feel out of place. They call me crazy, cause I don't feel the need to relate. Take all that baggage. Yeah, they just transfer the weight. Just cause you ponder for all your problems doesn't mean your life's great.
Ooh,
Take a good look around. Look at the people right now.
I like this beat.
That are holding you down. Would you still be fine? Yeah, if they weren't around.
Hold on, I want to hear that again. I think this is either the chorus or the bridge.
Look around. Look at the people right now. That are holding you down. Would you still be fine? Yeah, if they weren't around.
Take a look around at the people who are holding you down. Would you still be fine if they weren't around? Wow. Okay. Pretty deep message going on here. Wow. Okay. Also the backyard. I just like I'm slightly distracted by the backyard. Don't get me wrong. I'm looking at everything going on. One, the boat with the fishing gear, the little shed in the background with what appears to be like a dog run fence. And then, of course, the other shed, which I assume once housed a lawnmower, a riding lawnmower. Because at least that's how things go here. You know, I know that type of, you know, like sliding door shed. Either way, back to the music.
They may not always be. Just be honest, please. Are you happy? Yeah, are you happy?
Yeah, with so many people faking happiness. Yeah, okay. So literally the video I did, actually around about the same time I filmed the other reactions and stuff like that, was a depression video. I talked about how my depression came about and like a decade or more of depression I've gone through. And the idea of fake smiles, blaming your problems on other people, never taking responsibility. One, that does speak to me as someone who's definitely done that in their life, and also the people in my life who have done that plenty of times, who, one, they pretend to be happy for the longest time, either for someone else or just because they don't want to actually admit they're not, which that's a real thing. But then there's other people holding you down sometimes in your life, people who are holding you back, the demons, as he referred to as earlier. Yeah, so it's like maybe sometimes there are people who are really holding you back in your life, like say a bad relationship or something like that, but then other times it's just you. Let me go back here just a second.
Yeah, are you happy? Are you? They may not always be.
Yeah.
Just be honest, please. Are you happy? Yeah, are you happy? And these are just the things I believe. I think before you plant your flowers, the grass should be green. I think we move too quickly trying to find what life means, and we start skipping through chapters and we don't play out the scenes.
I think that's going to be my thumbnail right there. I have to screen cap that later, but okay. Let me backtrack that just a They're moving too quickly trying to find out what life means.
Too quickly trying to find what life means, and we start
skipping through chapters and don't play out the scenes. So many people want to get to the end game. They want to get to the end, but they never want to see how to get there. People want to see this ultimate end for themselves of greatness or whatever, or things that they believe they deserve, but they don't know how to get there. And then when life hands them the book of how to do it, they go, okay, let me skip to the end and see how I got there, rather than seeing the actual steps along the way. And to be honest, a lot of people are too lazy to put in the work for life. That's coming from a lazy person. But I work hard at the things I want. I may not put in 110%, but I'll put in an easy 80% at any given point. If I did put in 100%, it'd be another story. But the idea that you just start skipping through those chapters, you don't play out the scene, so you're skipping important things that you should probably learn, things you should go through, knowledge you need to gain. A lot of people nowadays have information, but they don't have knowledge. Knowledge is earned through experience, or it's passed on, but it has to be lived. It has to be applied. And that's something that people now don't want to do. They want to take information and they want to run with it without having an end goal with that information. They see here, now, no sense for the future when it comes to things like that. Yeah, I mean, just Okay, let's see where else this goes.
Through chapters and we don't play out the scenes. So
like
focused on what we're not. Take the opinions of others and we start changing the plot. It's all about what you want. It's not about what they got. You live your life around them. You won't amount to a lot. I treat relationships.
I gotta go back over that whole
chapters
run.
And we don't play out the scenes. So focused on what we're not. Take the opinions of others and we start changing the plot. It's all about what you want. It's not about what they got. You live your life around them. You won't amount to a lot. I treat relationships just like the moon, no matter how far close, I know I'll never consume. And everybody's fitting in, they just play it cool. I'd rather be the one out here who's breaking rules.
Never be afraid to not fit in. It's okay to be on the outside as long as you're not pretending the only reason you're there is to be on the inside. That's an important thing. Now, that doesn't speak to everything. Being yourself, cool. Not trying to fit in only to fit in, to fit a narrative that someone else has. Without going too deep into things, nobody should also be forcing other people to do things they don't want to do with themselves. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but like, yeah. But I like the idea of, what did he say? Go for your one. Okay, everybody just playing it cool, just like the moon. It's not about what they got. You live your life around them. You won't amount to a lot. Take opinions of others and start changing the plot. So like, if you have this other idea, but then you're like, if you had this goal, but then you take the ideas and the opinions of other people, and you start changing the plot of your own story, and then
changing the plot. It's all about what you want. It's not about.
It's all about what you want. It's not about what they got. So if you're changing, if someone else has something that looks shiny and distracts you, and then you decide to go for that instead of the idea of what you wanted in the first place, then you get kind of off track. Now, if I apply that to just my hobby here, that makes sense. If I'm saving up for one big thing in the end and I have a way to get there and I have a plan, and then something else comes along, and because other people are buying it, I jump on that and then lose the plot of me getting to the other part. And that also goes a little deeper into, and I know it gets into a relationship bag here in a second. If leaving behind the thing that you wanted for what someone else wants is very difficult. Sometimes it's just the sacrifice you'll make in a relationship, but if you completely give that up, then that will lead to other bad things. So like Miss Shoki, for instance, she gave up medical school and becoming a nurse back in the day after she got out of her bad relationships and stuff, but she was still into the drugs and stuff like that. So she actually ended up giving up her future for drugs, blowing a lot of money and things that she had on drugs and things that weren't important. Completely lost the plot of her life. And now, many years later, making up for that, finally going back to it, not listening to people who would tell her no. You know, like, no, you shouldn't do that, you should just go here. And in some ways I own up to it. Like, I had never told her no, she shouldn't do something. I told her that she should find the way to make it happen. Like, a dream is fine, but if you have no plan, if you have no idea how to get there, then it'll only ever be a dream. It'll never be reality. And if you're not ever willing to put in the work and you just want something to happen, then you're going about it completely wrong. Luck is a thing. Let's not pretend that luck is not a thing, but you know, most of the time you're gonna have to work for the things you want. And if what you want is over here, don't let yourself get distracted by the opinions and thoughts and shiny things that other people have. You know, even if it takes longer than you planned originally, just keep going for it. Keep on the plan and make it happen. But it's, you know, let's get back. I'm going way too deep.
Life around them, you won't amount to a lot. I treat relationships just like the moon, no matter how far close, I know I'll never consume. And everybody's fitting in, they just play it cool. I'd rather be the one out here who's breaking rules. I stay consistent, I make moves moves that are subtle, I swear to God. Everybody wants to see you struggle so they can meet you at the bottom. They've been there for years. They feel better about themselves when you become their peer. But
boom, right there. So the idea that everyone else is struggling, you might have a plan to succeed, and they're okay with you struggling and staying at their level and failing so they don't have to deal with the fact that they're not doing anything for themselves. That is so freaking real. Like, I don't know that he's speaking to what's happening right now. The song's probably been in production for a while, at least the music video. I don't know if this was on his album or not. I need to go back and look. But that is so freaking real. The idea that people want you to struggle and fail because they have their own lack of success, so they need you to fail to prove that they're in the right spot. Like seeing you as a new peer because you're stuck where they are because you struggled and failed at what you attempted to do. Or they help you stumble and fall instead of helping you move along. And instead of, I don't want to say riding the coattails, but you can bring people up with you. It's possible. Your success can be the success of others if they allow it to be, you know, and if they're willing to do something for you to help them. Not in exchange, but you know what I mean. You know, people don't want help when they're perfectly happy wallowing. They have to recognize that the only way to move up sometimes is to ask for help by someone who is moving up or who has done that. But that's, wow.
me? Nah, I can't give in to the pressure, cause when I do, that's when I slip into depression. And every time I open my heart, it leads to deception. So if I rush to commitment, then I ain't learning my lessons. No, that's a strange view, but pain just hits a little different when it's pain you choose.
Yep.
I know you settle, go do what you do, but I'll be out here making music, I got so much to prove.
Hold on, I want to go back over that whole scheme.
Nah, I can't give in to the pressure, cause when I do, that's when I slip into depression. And every time I open my heart, it leads to deception. So if I rush to commitment, then I ain't learning my lessons.
Did you watch my video and they make this? He's literally saying all the things I said in my depression video. And of course, you know, breakups and then depression and rushing into commitment, but you haven't learned from the mistakes of your past. Or letting it distract you from other things like that, just depending on that. Yeah, so if I rush into commitment, then I ain't learning my lessons.
Commitment, then I ain't learning my lessons. That's when I slip into depression, and every time I open my heart, it leads to deception. So if I rush...
So, to me, that's almost going back to the chorus of Footsteps. Tying all of this together through the united universe of Atlus here. You know, the idea of letting someone in to your heart when you're not ready, and then you end up becoming depressed, either because you screwed up or the pain of the past is still holding on to you, or because you let a new relationship distract you from your goals. And hey, that happens. Like I mentioned, Miss Shoki, she had bad relationships, ended up distracting her from her goal, and she ended up, you know, ruining her life for the most part, and then having to turn her around later.
Commitment, then I ain't learning my lessons. No, that's a strange view, but pain just hits a little different when it's pain you choose.
Yeah, pain is a little different when it's pain you choose. Sorry about the popping my peas. Choosing to be alone and focused, like you're talking about. Look, you do you, and you wallow in your own bullshit. And you can stay down there, but I'm going to make my music. I'm going to be a success on my own, you know. And even if that means that I have to set aside some of the other things that I want or things that come along, whether that's relationships, job offers, friendships. If it's pain you choose, it's different. It's a different feeling when it's something that you decided that you're going to do for you. Sure, it sucks being alone. It sucks having a loud truck go over a speed bump outside. But no, I understand that. And some people only understand pain when it happens to them by circumstance, not by choice. And that is an important distinction. So when I talked about that in my depression video, I had to cut out friends from my life that I'd known forever, that were my friends, that were the people I hung out with, because of things that were happening. And it hurt. It hurts to this day that I no longer have those friends. I do miss them and stuff like that. And you can see through the video the kind of anguish as he's thinking about these things. So the best kind of music, the best kind of artists, the best kind of musicians write from what they know. He's got a whole lot of depressing stuff. He's got a whole lot of relationship stuff. And Dear Sean is actually one of my favorite songs that he has, which he's... I'll go over that one eventually. I just don't want to too much, but this has been a long reaction review for a 3-minute song, but you gotta break it down.
I know you settle, go do what you do, but I'll be out here making music. I got so much to prove.
Yep. Most people won't believe in you until you start to see success. True. Don't worry about most people. I like this beat. Focus on you. This is a good lesson. Wow. I like that. That was good. I like the message there. Yeah, I mean, that was a good song. I mean, I like the music. It had that little sample. It's slightly mumbly with a little bit of reverb and echo on it a little bit. Just to set the mood right at the beginning, of course, coming to the end. Atlus, let me know, was that you doing those vocals too, or is that from something else? But yeah, so when we went over Southern Comfort, there was a lot more singing involved. That was definitely more like a country song. This is definitely more of a going back to the R&B, rap, pop, a little bit of more of the pop, not like the bright kind of stuff. I just mean like the popular kind of stuff that's out there. And this is what I tell people who I'm trying to get interested in him. I was like, okay, so watch this song because it's really good, but don't expect all of his songs to sound like that, because this is really the genre he kind of is in, at least on the album and stuff like that. So this is a really good song. I appreciate it. I'm 100% involved, like, because so much of what he said is stuff that I basically iterated in my depression video, which is kind of a vlog, but also more of a rant. So, and that's it right there, like on the screen. It's like, it's this one right here. Which actually, now that I think about it, the cursor is not going to be in the right spot, so ignore that. It's capturing the cursor where it is in relation on my screen, but I'm shrinking down the capture here, so it'll be a whole thing. I don't know, it might be in the right spot. It's my 3rd time doing a video like this. But guys, do the like and subscribe thing. I'm trying to surpass my friend Rodimus. He's got like 210 subscribers. I need to beat that just because he's my friend and I can't let him have more subscribers than me on one of my channels. So if you like these types of videos, if you like being exposed to the music that I'm listening to and other kinds of videos that I might be listening to, not just Atlus, I'll get away from Atlus eventually. Home Free has a song coming out on the 4th. I'm probably going to be doing that. If you don't know about Home Free, go check out some Home Free. And if you have any other suggestions of people that I need to go react to or review, because there's a lot of stuff out there. I do want to look at a little bit more Joey Nato, because he's got some cool stuff. I might do the YouTube ciphers, not analytically, mostly just watching and showing them to you guys, like basically a watch along, as it were, because YouTube ciphers are awesome. Dude, Atlus, are you gonna be on like one of the ciphers sometime soon? Because that would be awesome. Like, if like, see if you can either have an actual feature or maybe mix in like a hook. It's like if they're ever looking for a hook or a chorus for a cipher, that would be awesome. Obviously, that would be that's my recommendation. It'd be awesome if you've tried. I don't know. I haven't seen everybody's audition, so to speak. But remember, as always, it doesn't have to make sense. You just have to be loud.